Hello, I'm Shaun Harrison from Quest Boilies. I'd like to take this opportunity to run through the different boilies that we do, the 7 different flavours we currently run with. Carp's dietary requirements means they need different types of baits at different times of year, thus the 7 different ones. They're all totally independent baits. We don't use the same base mix with different flavours and different dyes to make different baits. They're all independent baits in their own right. We supply the baits in 1 kilo bags, which are resealable. These come complete with an alternate bait. We do 2 kilo tubs. Again, they come with matching pop-ups and an alternate bait, so it gives you another bait to have a go with. Along with the alternate bait and the free pop-ups, there's a hints and tips booklet. 8 sides with a few little guidelines and some ideas what you can do with the baits. And we supply 5 kilos in bags or in buckets at a slightly higher price. The liver B8 is a favourite of mine. Spent a long while getting this bait right. Sent for various livers from lots of different places till I was finally happy with the one that we're running with. It's a total meat-based bait, no fish meal at all, no bird food. It's the liver powder, obviously. There's a couple of quite clever enhancers in there. There's meat meals, there's bone meals, there's blood meal, all total meat. Break the bait open. You see on the inside it's very much like a medium rare steak. You see the blood inner and the slightly darker outer where it's sealed. Very, very good bait. I've been very successful with that one. First year I was using it properly when finally decided which ratios to run with. Took it to France, had 54 pounds from 2 different waters in 2 days. Very instant, and it catches a bigger fish. Fruity trifle, very angler friendly one, this one. As the name suggests, it's fruit mixed with creams. It's a blend of fruits, there's liquid flavours as well as essential oils in there. On a bird food base mix, on a yellow bird food base. Very instant bait. It's one of those baits, you smell it, you just know the fish are going to have that. Not just a small fish bait, I've caught fish for £54 on that one myself. Excellent winter bait, the fish digest it very easily. If you're stuck on a bait in the winter, this is one, but definitely don't neglect it in the summer. Fruity trifle certainly isn't just a flavour carrier, it's a total food bait in its own right. You see the various bits in there, a little bit of niger seed in there, there's bits of nut I can see, there's one I've just broken open, eggshell, as well as the ingredients that's holding it together. No semolina in there, none of the usual things used to bulk baits out. Very instant bait in the summer, ideal to take on waters where you haven't got baits established. The carp smell it, the carp recognise it as food straight away. Very good bait. Special crab, an absolute classic. Many anglers, if they're limited to one bait, this would be the one. Fish meal based bait, robin red in there as well. There's soluble garlics in there. There's an incredible attractor system mixed into it. It's a bait that just works right from the off everywhere. Summer type bait, don't really want to be using it in midwinter. Very, very instant. Worked lots and lots of different French venues on its first trip. It's worked everywhere we've taken it to England. It's another one of these baits that the fish recognise as a food source the moment they see it. Not overpowering in flavour, just nice subtle crab smell coming through there. It's a fish meal based bait, again utilising the LT94. Robin red in there, soluble garlics in there. And not overpowering nasty fish smell. There's a lovely subtle crab smell with this. Instant bait all round. Raja Spice, what can I say about that one? It's a bait I made for myself originally for fishing over chilled hemp. We released it in the first range of baits and it's now the biggest selling bait we do. Caught carp everywhere it's been taken. Very, very instant. It seems to really excel itself on waters that's seen everything as well. Total bird food based bait, coloured by the robin red as you can see. No fish meals in there at all. We use 2 types of garlic in that. There's a soluble one and an insoluble one. Obviously the soluble spreads in the water, attracting the fish that remains in the bait if it's not been eaten for some time. So always a taste in that bait. So many anglers' favourite bait. The smell of it, I'm sat here now, it's making me want to curry. We use human grade spices and everything in there. It's all very natural, garlic, the spices. and a little bit of attractant as well, which leaks out into the water. A very true 12 month of the year bait, this one. You'll catch as many in the summer on it as you will in the winter. Very, very well proven track record. Tiger Nut Crunch is bird food based bait, but with lots of added nut meal as well. It's got the tiger nut aroma with it, as you'd expect, and it's a bait that just quietly carries on catching the fish. Doesn't receive quite so much publicity, this one. I think most people keep it under the hats as they're catching. Very, very crunchy bait, which I think is a very important factor with carp. It's got the crunchability, it's got the aroma of tiger nuts, it's got the taste of tiger nut, all in easy to use boilie form. You can see all the little bits in there, all the bits of nut, bits of birdseed as well, but with that all important crunchability factor. Nice crumbly bait. The method I like to do is crumble baits up when I'm feeding them. The tiger nut's perfect for that. Smoky fish is a bait I've used quite a lot in my own fishing. It was my personal choice in 2006 on the mangrove. It's fish meal based bait, mixed with bird food, but no robin red in there. We use LT94 fish meal in this one, which is a low temperature treated fish meal. It's also excellent bait for barbel. Quite a lot of double figure fish on the River Trent on this one. Just instant bait all round. Straight away the fish recognise it as food. The smell is very subtle. It's a smoky fish house type aroma, and it's a bait that's been so instant. First time I used it on the mangrove, I had a big catch of fish, and it just carried on working from then on. It was out fishing baits which had been established for some time. Very, very good bait, and a little bit underrated. Not one of the biggest selling ones in the range, but you're definitely missing out on something on this one. The pineapple crush was originally designed to avoid the attentions of poisson chat in France. The dreaded little catfish which just love boilies. They take the boilies off the hairs, they leave you in all sorts of tangles. It was an aim of mine to have a bait in the range which they wouldn't eat, and we've achieved it with the pineapple crush. The pineapple crush has quite high flavour levels. Ideal bait if you want to spread flavour quick in the water. It's a good winter bait, a good stringer bait, a good single hook bait. Originally I was only going to produce this bait in 20mm. It was particularly aimed at avoiding the poisson, but with so many English anglers going to France, catching well on it, naturally they wanted to use it back here. We now supply it in 15mm and 10mm as well. It had a little bit of a drawback effect to that though. We found out since that poisson will swallow the bait. They don't like to chew it, but they will swallow it. So if you're buying it for the poisson, stick with the larger sizes. Quite a few people asked me to start with for a more in-your-face type bait, a stronger smelling bait to the rest of the range. Most of the range is quite subtle. The pineapple we've achieved this with. So, like I say, it's filling two criteria: anti-poisson chat, and also an ideal single hook bait, a stringer type bait, or just a bait if you want a lot of flavour in the water.